your name?
Danny Longa.
What school are you coming from?
MPC.
What area of study will you be pursuing, Danny?
I will do mechanical engineering at TU Delft.
Why mechanical engineering?
Since young, I like robots, and I always liked electronics and how they work. And I searched it up, and that was the study I had to do. So I chose mechanical engineering.
Will you be coming back home after you complete your studies?
I think so, yes. There's a big chance. There's a big chance.
You're now traveling to Holland to further your study. What area?
In Eindhoven.
What field are you going to study in?
Communications.
Communications, that's my department. Why communications?
Because I like to see how brands work, and I'm interested in that, and I would like to work in it, in the field, online branding. So I want to study communications.
Will you be doing communications overall, like mass communication, or is there a particular area of communications you will be focusing on?
International communication management.
You're traveling to Holland. First of all, what's your name?
Nicole Hernandez
You're coming from which school?
from Milton Peters College.
Now, on your way to Holland to pursue a higher education, what will be your area of focus?
Accounting, business.
Why business accountant?
Because I like it. I want to help others and help myself financially. So that would be good.
And this choice of accountant business, was it something that you have always thought of growing up?
Yes, I have. Yes, I did a course actually in NIPA for 2 years, so that it went good. So yeah.
Upon completion in Holland, will you be coming back home?
Yes, I think I will.
You kind of hesitated.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I don't think so, but maybe. You never know. You never know.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Many of the island students are traveling to Holland today where they will be pursuing a higher education, and we are speaking here now to one of such a student. First of all, what's your name?
My name is Deontay Bosman.
Ms. Bosman, which of the schools are you coming from?
Sorry? What school
What
am I
school are you
coming
coming from?
Milton Peters College.
Your area of study in Holland?
Sorry, say that again?
What will be your area of study in
Oh,
Holland?
social work at The Hague University.
Why social work?
Well, I don't have a specific answer why I chose social work, but I always wanted to be a social worker. I always like helping people, and it's a passion that I always wanted to do. It's not a specific answer.
Upon completion, will you be coming back home?
Yes, for sure. For sure, because I know St. Martin need a lot of social workers, and I'm willing to give back to my island.
A parent of a student traveling to Holland to further his education, that's Mrs. Brown. First of all, your son is leaving today. How do you feel?
Well, you know, in a way, I'm feeling a little sad, but it's a good sad because he's going to come back with what he needs to come back with. Right now, he's going to study for facial therapy, and I'm so proud of him. And it's a little hard for me because, you know, my mother loves are always there for their children, and it's not easy for them to go through it. But we have to know we have to give in sometime because they have to do what they have to do. We already did our part, and now he's going to do what he has to do, you know. So he will be coming back, and I will see him soon.
What had you been doing as a parent to prepare him for such a journey?
Well, I didn't have to do much because from small, LeSean always around helping in the kitchen, cooking. LeSean can iron his own clothes, so I know when he reaches to Haran, he will be prepared to do everything that he needs to do. So I'm not so scared of that. I know he can handle himself very good. Yeah.
I'm sure looking at the world of technology, you will be in touch with him almost on a daily basis.
I think I'll be touching him every minute of the day so I can get a hold of him, you know, because I will miss him because he's a child. It's not a morning that passed that my son don't get up and give me that morning hug and say, Mommy, I love you. And I will miss that for sure every morning.
Your son, Dave, what's the name?
Diaro Forsyth.
Mr. Forsyth, you're living for Holland. You will be pursuing a higher education in what field?
Economy and bedrijfseconomie.
Why economy?
Well, when I was smaller, I always like economy, I always like business.
So I wanted to pursue economy and study it later.
Tell us a bit about your preparations towards this journey.
Well, study finance had us through a lot of workshops. So it was a whole week from 8 to 2. It was really fun. I learned a lot about budgeting and all of that, but it was a long journey. Gonna miss my parents, but something you have to go through.
I don't think you're going to miss your parents with WhatsApp nowadays. It's like always conversing, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Will you be returning home upon completion?
For sure, that's for sure.
Dear Forsyth,
Yes.
you're a very happy father.
Of course I am. Very proud.
Now, tell us a bit about your son and he growing up and to reach where he's at today.
Well, I've always told him that what he's done, I couldn't do myself. You know, being able to do his studies in instruction in Dutch and me not knowing any Dutch. His mother does, but it must be very, very hard for him. And of course, you can see it with the number of students that have that are going. The numbers are depleting, are getting smaller. So I'm very proud that he could be amongst a small number of people who would have persevered through the study and today is able to continue.
You had any advice for your son?
Oh yeah, plenty. It's perseverance, it's hard work, set himself some goals, and then he'll be fine because he's a very good boy.
Well, I am very happy that he has the possibility of going in that side, you know, because I've been there. I know what it is and what you can achieve there. So this is another milestone for him and the family and the rest of the family.
How did you go about preparing Lishan for that journey?
Well, every day, actually, you tell him what's taking place, what he can see also what is taking place, actually, in my work, what I do, where I go, etc., etc. It's always because of the studies that you did there, and he's following close in those same footsteps.
You're proud of that?
That's for sure, always.
I'm sure you had some advice for him.
I had a lot of advice. Actually, advice can't done. There's so much you want to tell him, but important is that he goes on his own and see what it is and make his decision. And I can only prepare him, but he got to make the choices.
Many persons say that they're going to miss their children, but how can you miss a kid, especially in the world of WhatsApp today?
Yes, you're going to miss him because of the normal things that are taking place at home, around home, with the other kids, etc. So that's where you miss him. So that's void. When I am not there, he takes up that slack. So now if he's not there, somebody got to do it.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
They did arrive safely. We had to wait a little while, like over an hour, for all their suitcases to come out, and then all 26 came out with guidance of the DSF, of study financing, Lisa Carter and Mrs. Hodge.
Mm-hmm.
They were welcomed by a group of the Cabinet of the Minister of the Penitentiary, together with me. Of course, some family members were there. We had some representation of some of the members of a football club. Some friends came over, so it was a nice group, and we are about to post some of the updates with the pictures. We went live as well. Of course, as you can imagine, students, just had 11, 12-hour flight via Curacao, and they must, be a bit overwhelmed with fatigue, and so they have now the opportunity to take the shuttle, get to the hotel in Amsterdam, and then we will have a more extensive program late afternoon around 6. Where we will have a dinner together. We have a formal welcome. There will be some speeches of a variety of, students that have been in the Netherlands for a while. I will also, of course, address the students, because we have to make sure that they feel welcome, that they feel grounded, that they are safe, and that they are also there to be supported wherever they can. We shouldn't underestimate that these students, they leave their homes, they leave their families, they have to indeed be scattered all over the Netherlands, some this year, and you're seeing that trend more and more, that they don't only opt for studies in, like, for instance, Amsterdam or Rotterdam and The Hague as major cities, but you see also Tilburg, you see Leeuwarden, you see Groningen, you see Eindhoven, Leiden, Delft. So there are really these 26 students going to be all over the place. I noticed that they opted for a variety of different type of studies, some more in sciences or architecture or medicine, other for law programs or commercial economy. So interesting times for them, challenging times to, of course, set themselves up. Some of them will stay with first a couple of weeks with some family members. Others will immediately have to have the challenge to have to set up their room, their studio, their apartment. Sometimes they do it together with other students, sometimes by themselves. So it's good that the foundation that was selected to support the students in their first 30 days are there to support them, and we will meet that foundation tonight.
Approximately what time did the students landed at Schiphol?
They landed 10:40, but they came out rather late, and I believe it was after 12:30 that they came out to the gate. But the landing was around 10:40, yes.
Now that the journey has started for the students, Minister, any word of advice for them?
I believe that it's very important that you take this first month to establish yourself well, get familiar with your city, try to see if you have a certain type of extracurricular activity or recreational activity, whether it's football, whether it's dance, other forms of art, or to therefore register yourself as an activity so that you don't only focus on your academics but also on your social and mental well-being. I think that has been our learning experience over the years, that we've had students that can do academically very well, but then sometimes they feel somewhat isolated, and they have difficulty maybe connecting with the different environments and social infrastructure that the Netherlands has. So my first advice is, look beyond your academics. And of course, what we try to do is also see whether we can support with something like that, like a platform or a way in which we are able to ensure that we stay connected with the students.
Hey, Ma. How you doing? You busy?
I hear, just paying some bills, taking care of business, you know what it is?
I know, you're doing your online banking.
I don't have to stand in those long lines to pay bills. I can transfer when I want. I can check my account wherever. It's like the bank open 24/7. I even here checking the statement right now as we're talking. How's Miami?
Well, that's why I'm calling. I'm finishing up a few songs now, but I'm afraid that studio time might be more than I thought. And I was wondering if I could get some help with some funds, and I could pay you back as soon as I get back to St. Martin.
Let me check my account. How much you need?
I think 500 should be enough.
I can transfer it to you while online. Direct from me to you. No problem.
Great. Thank you so much, Ma. I'll get online with Wib now.
You know who you're for?
I need to know who you're for.
Contact WIB today for your complete personal online banking experience. Available for all mobile devices. The Wynwood Islands Bank, now your online banking partner.
The Civil Registry. The Department of the Civil Registry is urging all residents to check the expiration date of their passports and to renew them in a timely manner. According to the head of the Civil Registry Department, persons often purchase tickets or have travel emergency without realizing that their passports have been expired. In order to avoid this, the community is asked to review their Dutch passports and check the expiration date, as well as the expiration date of that of their children. Based on the need for this important point for the community, the Department of Civil Registry and the Department of Communication have constructed a public service announcement, so PSA, in order to help the public by reminding everyone to please check the expiration dates. In case of travel, whether emergency or leisure, it is essential that every citizen check their official documents and ensure that they are updated. If you are a Dutch national and registered by the Department of Civil Registry, the following requirements are applicable. Please make an appointment. So firstly, make an appointment with the Department of Civil Registry, either by the Public Service Center desk or online via stmartingov.org/civil registry, or you may also call the office at 542-0652. After setting the appointment, please remember to be on time for the date of the appointment, and include the documents, the following documents. So the applicant must be present. The Dutch passport, including all travel documents issued to the applicant, must also be in the possession of the individual. A recent passport picture, no older than 6 months. The fee for an adult is 210 guilders. They can pay via cash or maestro. The fee for minors is 150 guilders. They can pay through cash or maestro. If the passport is lost or reported lost, they will have to check. If passport is lost, a report will be made by the clerk. Processing time is about 4 weeks and can be extended if necessary. And when applying for all minors, the consent of parents or guardian is mandatory. In some instances, additional information may be requested from applicants in order to proceed with the application. However, this service may only be provided at the Phillipsburg location. The government of St. Martin would like to remind all citizens that your identity is your responsibility. Those were the updates for the Ministry of General Affairs, and I have a few updates as the current Acting Minister of Public Health, Social Development, and Labor. On behalf of this ministry, I would like to inform the public on a system for vector surveillance and control at the points of entry. Since the month of April 2019, the Collection Prevention Services implemented a system for vector surveillance and controls at the points of entry, which includes the Princess Juliana International Airport and the AC Wati Cruise and Cargo Facility. The goal of this project is to gain sufficient knowledge of the mosquito population at the ports in order to understand the risk of importing possible exotic mosquito species into the island of St. Martin. One of the legal provisions under the International Health Regulation is to ensure that facilities used by travelers at point of entry are maintained in a sanitary condition and are kept free of source of infection and contamination by the competent authorities. The Collective Prevention Services Volunteer Corps officers, so VCO, are in the process of conducting routine maintenance of the traps and the necessary inspections at all sites where mosquito traps were stationed. Based on the findings of the arbovirus mosquito monitoring program, Collective Preventative Services, so CPS, will be informing and advising management of operations of the facilities through a notification letter to inspect and monitor the immediate surroundings of their facility for any mosquito breeding sites and stagnant standing water. Excuse me. In addition to the port of entries, I would like to remind all citizens and private sector representatives to take all necessary preventative measures against mosquito breeding. This is important to protect not only yourselves and all visitors, but most importantly, all infants and children. Please remove all long-standing water bins in areas that may accumulate water easily after rainfall or any water-related activity. For more instructions on these preventative measures, tips on how to alleviate the spread of mosquito and potential health threats to our community, please visit the Ministry of Public Health, Social Development, and Labor Facebook page on the website of the Government of St. Martin. For any additional information, they may also contact the CPS at 542-1570.
Mr. Pauletta, confirm for me the historical aspect of this year's HURICS exercise. What was different about 2019 versus different HURICS in the years past?
Okay, maybe let me give a short explanation how HURICS started. It started in the early 2000s. It was a hurricane exercise mainly carried out by the military. Within 10 years after that, more and more departments started to join. And since the last 5 to 6 years, we have basically all the emergency services are part of it. And also the ESFs has started to get engaged into it. And this year, for the first time, we had a full system test as operational, tactical, and strategic on the strategic level. And the interaction between those levels were tested so that we have a better picture on our preparedness in general and where we can tweak and improve our performance.
Participation levels for 2019?
It never was as good as it was this year. It was a full participation. Every ESF was there with the entire team, with the entire action center. So we really could observe how the interaction was between the different action centers and the different levels.
Chief, back to you concerning discussions with various key stakeholders within the organization as it relates to preparation for the 2019 hurricane season. For example, the Ministry of VROMI, dealing with specifically debris management. What was the focus this year in preparation in that area?
Mostly we have requested that cleanup
If you notice in the newspaper also, we have also advised that all loose debris by shipping companies or whatever should be moved into a location where it can be placed where it's not a danger to the surroundings. So basically, we are trying with Romy and with the rest of the coordinators to get as much done before than later. Because if you notice in 2017, 2 or 3 days before the hurricane, people started putting out a massive amount of garbage. And we're trying to cut back on that so that they do it up front. And I know Romy put out a schedule where they detail where they will pick up and when, I think days with time, so that that can be not cause such a big problem in a later stage. So they're basically busy with debris management, making sure the trenches are cleaned and those type of things.
And specifically, what would you recommend the general public to be mindful of in preparation this year as it relates to their debris management within their household?
Well, basically, I would advise everyone to move as much as possible before and not wait for the last minute, because then it's not possible to pick up that amount of debris in such a short time. So I have also spoken to the head of repression at the fire department that we are setting up a plan to assist Romy, that the fellows go out in different locations, and if they see spots or areas where there's a lot of debris, that they can take a picture, write down the address, and then send it to Romy so that they can already make a plan or go and advise the person that this should look into getting this out of the way as quickly as possible.